Right guys, I'm just on Allison Street at Daisy Street. It's obviously down in Govanhill yet. Again, I've done my business at the club and along Vicky Road, but just the evidence and proof what the community safety officers are doing to protect the community down here, the residents, the young people. Basically what they're doing is they're leaving vans, taping, they're looking to get people that are dropping litter, dog filing, and not that I condone that or want it to happen or aim for Glasgow to do that, but I do think that there's a lot more better things to do. There's a young person stabbed in Holyrood yesterday, there's police resources along there just now, there's no community CCTV vans, and these guys, what they're doing is basically giving out tickets. So there's another litter ticket getting given out here. The officers have just observed somebody with their CCTV cameras. I won't engage with them here because obviously they don't want to tell me some of their work practices. They don't want to engage me, they don't want to answer any questions. They're not happy they're getting on CCTV, but they got another litter out there. They're not willing to tell me if the public need to give them ID. You know, that this gentleman's walking towards me, I'm not moving at all, so I've been here first and he's talking on the phone. I've not moved towards him at all. Now he's walking away from me. That's okay, because I feel a wee bit threatened by him walking towards me there. I don't know why he was walking towards me. Yeah. Well, you won't answer it. No, I stopped here and you were walking. It's all on video camera. But if you want to engage in a conversation, two adults, I'm more than willing to do that. Because you're a community safety officer, you work for the public, and I've asked you questions. But you're welcome to you.
Because I've walked down the street and he's been walking up it, obviously I've walked towards him.
So you have admitted you walked towards me when I was stationary? Yeah, you can. I mean, I'm willing to speak to your supervisors at head office if you want. I'd love to ask them, are the public legally obliged to give them ID? You won't answer the question and now you ignore it again. Would your partner answer it? Would you like to make any comment, community safety officer? No? CEO15. I mean, I'm only asking you a question about your work practices. Are the public legally obliged to show you ID when you're giving them? No, but you would know your work practices. You're a professional community safety officer.
We've only come walking down the street after issuing a fixed penalty, that's all we've done.
Right, so you're issuing fixed penalties in Govanhill for litter, would that be correct? And you're keeping the community safe by doing that?
We keep the community safe, we're also dealing with environmental.
No, I'm asking if you're keeping the community safe by issuing litter fines. Is that what you're... So now you're willing to engage in a conversation with me, and I'm happy for that. I think that's very healthy. I think it's good. But would you answer this question? Are the public legally obliged to show you ID when you're issuing them a fine? Would you answer that question for me? You would know. No, you don't need to answer it. You don't need to, but I think it's... You can ask me as many questions as you want. I have absolutely no problem with you asking me questions. You're welcome to ask me questions here. I'm involved in dialogue with you. I've not been abusive. I'm not verbally threatening to you. So if you want to answer the questions that you would know, because you're a community safety officer, and because I was threatening to you. When was I threatening to you? But what did you find threatening? I followed you. So if a member of public follows you and you know you're being videoed by that person with their phone camera on, that makes you feel threatened. But why would that? But why would that make you feel threatened when all you're doing is the job? And if you do feel threatened, why did you not call Police Scotland and report it? You don't know? Well, I don't know because it's you that feels threatened. I can't, speak for you, but why did you not call Police Scotland if you feel threatened? I mean, I'll ask you the question again. You have engaged in conversation with me. See, when you're giving out fines for litter, dog fouling, are the public legally obliged to show you ID? Are the public legally obliged to ID? You would know that. I know, I totally agree, you don't need to answer it, but as a community safety officer working for the public, trying to protect us from people, surely you would be able to give that information out. Excuse me? You're a visual deterrent, yeah. No, I have no problem because I know Govanhill's well known for its environmental issues and that's all. There's nothing else going on wrong down here. But what I would like to know is, you would know all the legalities of your job and your work practices, would that be correct? No, so you're not really willing to answer any questions about your work practices, what the public needs to know, what questions the public's asking you? None. A lot of littering going on in Govanhill today, Thankfully you protected the community by giving those litter tickets out. Right, well, I don't think we're going to get anywhere here with a member of the public trying to engage with you and find out some information, okay? But, I would love to find out from you two officers talking to me. You've opened a discussion with me. You're willing to talk to me in some sense, but you're not willing to answer any questions about your job or your work practices, or if a member... No, nobody's saying you're obliged, but I'm more than willing for you to ask me. No, there's no what this is a member of public trying to find some information about a public body funded by Glasgow City Council and Police Scotland, paid by taxpayers' money, and it's a very basic question. It's a non-threatening question where I would like to know if a member of a public, while you're issuing a ticket, has to be asked, show me your ID, which I've observed you do today. Are they legally obliged to show ID? What would happen if a member of public said, I'm not showing you ID? Could you tell me that? You would call Police Scotland. So what you're telling me now, members of the public are legally obliged to show their ID when you're issuing a ticket, because you wouldn't like to answer that. But if they didn't show ID, you would call Police Scotland. You've just answered that question. So if you're giving out a ticket, a member of public says, I'm not showing you ID, I'll give you my details verbally, I'm not going to show you any ID, or I've not got any on me, you would call Police Scotland. Would that be correct? Yes, exactly. Well, I'm more than happy with some of the information I've got off you here, which is not a lot, but I think it'll be very visible in Facebook, YouTube, and obviously members of the public will find out a wee bit more about the work. Well, I don't know. You would know. You're a member of community service officer. You're welcome to call Police Scotland, but it's going up. It's going up. So I can assure you, you can do what you want, because if you think I'm committing a crime by having a discussion with you while you're in your job, and oh, I'm interrogating you now. But how am I interrogating you? By asking you civil questions? I've only asked you one or two simple questions, and you've told me you're not willing to answer them. So I don't know how that's an interrogation. I really don't. But I mean, I'm really glad with your responses here, because you work for the public. You meant to engage for the public. You're well, I'm a member of the public, but you're not willing to engage to with me or give me any answers. How am I harassing you? I've not followed you. I'm up from this area, and I've seen you twice today. Well, why would I not ask you about your remit? Why would I not ask you about your remit and your powers? Would that not be something the public would want to be knowledgeable about?
I want to know what we're doing in the area.
Right, well, yeah, I did ask you that and you answered that, and that's no problem.